A group of 5 friends, Liam, Sarah, Daniel, Emily, and Jake, arrived at the Ravenswood Grand Hotel, an abandoned luxury resort that had recently reopened for a limited-time promotional stay. The deal was too good to pass up. 5 nights at a once glorious hotel, now struggling to reclaim its past prestige. The hotel was massive, its halls echoing with memories of the past. The staff was minimal, almost non-existent, and the few other guests they saw seemed oddly distant. Their first night was uneventful, though they all noted the eerie silence of the place. On the second night, things changed. While brushing her teeth, Emily noticed her reflection in the bathroom mirror was slightly delayed, as if it lagged behind her movements. Unnerved, she called Sarah, but when they looked again, everything seemed normal. "Maybe I'm just tired," she muttered, trying to shake off the unease. Later that night, Jake swore he heard someone walking down the hall, stopping just outside their door. When he checked, the hallway was empty. The next morning, they found muddy footprints leading to their room, footprints that weren't theirs. The staff brushed it off as a maintenance worker passing through. On the third night, they began to see shadows moving where there shouldn't be any. Liam, the skeptic of the group, insisted it was all in their heads. Old places make weird noises. "It's just wind and bad lighting," he said, but his voice lacked confidence. That night, Sarah woke up to the sound of whispering. It seemed to be coming from inside the walls. Pressing her ear against the old wooden paneling, she could swear. She heard her own name being spoken in hushed tones. By the fourth night, everything escalated. Just past midnight, every door in their hallway slammed open at the exact same time. A piercing scream echoed through the building, but when they ran into the hallway, they saw nothing except for one thing. The guest in the room across from them, an elderly woman who had barely spoken since they arrived, stood in her doorway, smiling. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered before retreating into her room and closing the door. At that moment, they realized something. Daniel was missing. They tore through the hotel, calling his name, checking every room they could. The staff was unhelpful, simply stating, "Guests check out all the time," but Daniel's belongings were still in his room. His phone, his wallet, everything. Frustrated and terrified, they checked the hotel's old records, which were oddly left out in the open in a dusty storage room near the lobby. What they found made their blood run cold. The Ravenswood Grand Hotel had been closed since 1926 due to a tragic event. An entire group of guests had vanished overnight, except for one. A single survivor had been found wandering the lobby in a daze, claiming he had no memory of what had happened. His name? Daniel Hawthorne. They're Daniels. Last name was Hawthorne too. On the final night, they agreed to leave at sunrise. None of them slept. As the first rays of daylight streamed through the windows, they hurriedly packed their things and rushed to the lobby only to find the exit doors wouldn't open. "Welcome back," a voice said from behind them. They turned to see Daniel, standing at the top of the grand staircase, his eyes vacant, his expression eerily serene. That was the last thing they remembered before waking up in their own beds at home, with no memory of how they got there. No record of their stay existed. No Ravenswood Grand Hotel was listed anywhere. And Daniel, he was never found again.